Hey, what's going on? I hope that 2026 is treating you like a king. You deserve to be treated like a king. So there was this one day that I was walking with my dog, Kiwi, and it was really cold. I was super uncomfortable, but the snow was so compact underneath my feet. And out loud, I said to myself, ugh, the path is beautiful. So I experienced a few deaths over the past couple of months of 2025. A few streams of income kind of dwindled for me. I remain open to the path. I am one with the path. I am surrendered to the path. I am gagged by the path, okay? It's so funny because it seems like every time I feel like I'm closer to like that thing that I'm supposed to be doing, and then that thing ends or it closes, it's like quite devastating. But at the same time, I'm also like, well, maybe I should just, surrender to ever evolving, because that's just what we do. And it's also had me reflecting on how not to be so attached to different jobs and different titles. And that doesn't mean that I'm not like excited about the new opportunities that are arising. It just means that I'm still trying to keep myself grounded and not like, this is it, because I did that 5 months ago and then it completely ended. Yes. And the thing with living an unconventional or untraditional lifestyle is that there is a lot of shame. Like whenever we're going around the dinner table and it's like, oh, what do you do? And like, how's work? I'm like, please don't ask me. I gotta smoke a cigarette. I don't smoke cigarettes, but I gotta smoke a cigarette right now. But also, it's okay to like not have your shit together. It's been what, 2 years, 3 years since how long has it been since I lost my job? And I expect to just like have my fucking shit together? Like, no. I'm figuring my shit out still. Each time I take a step, it feels like more aligned. It's very much giving, I get knocked down, but I get up again. Think you're ever gonna keep me down? I get knocked down. Daddy boy, daddy boy. Are those the words? The, I get knocked down, I get up again ism in our society perpetuates the notion that as a society, as an individual in a society, we're not allowed to, like, we're supposed to get knocked down and get up again. We're not allowed to just like stay down for a little bit and just like take a little snooze, take a little recharge, incubate. But also, of course, it's the social media effect. I had to, for again, the last couple of months of 2025, I had to take a step away from sharing my life once a week. I'm back at it now because I wasn't really doing anything. And social media rewards you when you are productive and when it seems like you're busy and that you have your life together. Because these different things have ended, I am now working with this new space in my schedule, and I had to find this balance of play and discipline. let's talk about these two words for a second. So play. This word, you might be thinking like, ugh, that word is so overused in the art community, maybe even a little bit in the wellness community as well. But it's crucial. That is like separating the editor from the artist. I got that from Andy J. Pizza's Creative Pep Talk podcast. And that's like connecting back to your child self. And that doesn't necessarily have to mean like twirling, around in a sundress in a field. 10 out of 10 would recommend. But we'll talk more about this. And then discipline, which sounds like, I think more of this as like holding ourselves accountable. And I really love this quote by my friend Mackenzie Saint Laurent. Are you French? Where she says, discipline can be pleasure, care can be ritual. Showing up for myself daily, softly, not strictly, is devotion. She's on Substack and other places. Go follow. Yeah, discipline kind of in a way where I'm taking care of myself. Let's dive deeper. Let's go back to play. So this Christmas, I decided to make my own Christmas cards and give them out to people. And this just got me actually back into drawing itself. I also started drawing things that make me feel uncomfortable. Just with the holidays and like seeing lots of people in a very concentrated amount of time, I get really like in my head a lot, and the OCD and the flashbacks really just fucking ramp up during that time. And so yeah, I could have drawn a fucking bunny. Here's a picture of a bunny that I drew that's really cute. But instead, please close your eyes if you have, what's it called? Trypophobia? The thing with the holes close together. If you don't like that, please close your eyes right now. Here we go. This is what I drew. I don't know how or why it helped me deal with my symptoms, but it helped me a lot to just concentrate on something so intricate and simple instead of like going on my phone. And yeah, another thing is that we made t-shirts for Unsociably High for some upcoming shows that we have on January 23rd and February 6th. And yeah, we tie-dyed them and they're very fun. And we got our friend Co to help us out with the design on the front. And that was just something that was like super playful and fun that I really liked doing with my pal B. Photo shoots. Also very playful. We've been doing that for Sociably High in particular, and it's been really fun to come up with the lighting and the, locations and the outfits. Songwriting. Songwriting sometimes can feel like work. There is this element of separating myself from my editing brain because I love to edit things. This really helps me to sort of get into that flow state. Discipline. The thing with me is that I should definitely be reading more fiction books, but I'm not. As you can see, I have a yoga textbook here called The Art of Vinyasa. I love to learn about yoga and I love to learn about art, and the way that I do that is by reading and listening to podcasts. But also at the same time, like, I do try to force myself to read fiction. And I'm currently reading Steppenwolf. I've been reading it for probably 6 months. It's so hard to get through, but I would like to get through it. I kind of like it. Yes, I am resting while I'm reading fiction, but I also believe that I am confronting my own like humanity when I'm reading fiction. You know what I mean? Starting and finishing a piece of writing with a due date, whether that is a timer on. I recently listened to a podcast called The Hidden Brain. What was that episode about? I don't have my phone on me, but they were talking about just being in a rut and how if you're writing something, give yourself a timer. This person used the example of something so short, like 60 seconds. But I find that whenever I'm writing and I'm like, okay, I'm going to give myself until 10 p.m., like it's like 8:30 or something, and I get to like a chorus or I'm still on like verse 1, when it's like 9:42, you know what I'm saying? That's when it gets real. That's when I'm on it. That being said, I thrive on due dates. Love a due date. Not so much when I was like 14 and under, probably 18 and under. I could not do my homework to save humanity. The way that I do that is that I have this little system of a calendar, a whiteboard calendar, and you can do this anyway, but I mark down all of the times that I do my vocal warm-ups, which is very important for me. Okay, I know a lot of us don't do them, and you sound like, amazing, okay? I gotta do them, otherwise I don't sound amazing. Anytime I do my vocal warm-ups, anytime I write something and like finish it, anytime I practice piano, okay? Austin Kleon, in his book Steal Like an Artist, like he has his own way of doing this with little tick marks, and if you're not loving the analog style, that's fine. Fucking Notes app, literally do anything, because that's how I'm holding myself accountable. Because if I'm like, oh my God, like I just fucking suck at singing, it's like, well, how many times did you sing this week, this month, girl? And this is also not me being like, you gotta be productive, man. If you're not productive, you're a fucking disappointment to society, man. Fucking read the 48 Laws of Power, man. Hear the music in the background, but if you do, we're just a musical household. I had to take a few breaks in between doing my vocal warm-ups and singing because I've been yelling a lot lately. We did a video for our EPK.
She said, "They think you can get enough for me. You're my therapist, best friend, and my mommy."
And we are also in the process of recording. Also in the process for practicing for our Unsociably High show coming up this Friday. Jesus Christ. My voice hasn't been feeling great. And something that I've been like experimenting with is switching up how I do my warm-ups. So usually I do them on the piano, but sometimes when I'm feeling like, I don't know, like I need a little bit extra, or sometimes I just rush through it when I'm doing it on the piano. So I do Jacob's Vocal Academy, which you can find on YouTube as well, but I do it off of Apple Music. And so yeah, just made banana bread. So that'll be ready in like an hour. Christine, the hip joint, is coming over. She's coming over. She's never been to my house before. And we're gonna do some planning for like collaborations and stuff. Very exciting. Cool, here we go. Mum, 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 mum. We do one song. There are times when all the world's asleep. The questions run too deep for such a simple man. Great.
We're ending with
the chin sit-ups.
and the noticing how we feel at the beginning versus the end almost feels like it would be better to be like, maybe we do start seated. But look what it does, like, okay, show me your belly button. It changes everything.
Everything. I was hanging out with my beautiful, stunning, haughty hot friend. We were talking about how 2025 was the year of the snake. And I reflect on my past year and I realized that I actually was trying on different skins. And I feel like I was trying on different skins for my Saturn return. Okay? If you don't know what that is, I'm not gonna get into it. But it's been a fucking ride. I was shedding the skins that no longer fit, the ones that were old, and the ones that were no longer serving me. I feel like the way that I'm saying this might come across as like, oh my God, that's so poetic, and like, oh my God, the metaphor. Wow, that's so profound. But it was actually very painful. Snakes, it doesn't hurt snakes to shed their skin. Here's the thing, I'm not actually a snake. It was messy, and there were so many tears. It was so uncomfortable, it was so embarrassing, and it was so shameful every single time to have something not work out again. And who knows, maybe I'm still not done shedding skin, and maybe shedding skin is just fucking life. And every time I wake up in the morning, there's fucking skin cells on my bedding, you know? And that's just what it is. And this conversation was like so titillating and amazing. We were talking about the planets and the universe, and I was like, ugh. It was incredible. But then she said, we're in the year of the horse. And I didn't even know that. I almost started crying. I was that close to shedding a tear. I usually don't cry in front of my friends. I did a lot of that in high school. But now I'm just like, oh my God, the year of the horse, we are running to our dreams. I'm very much afraid of horses. Here's a photo of me at an animal sanctuary, giving the horse absolutely fucking nothing. I'm petting it, if you can believe it. I'm barely touching it. This horse is giving me everything. I am giving absolutely nothing in return. The horse just feels so correct. I really sense it in other people as well. It really just feels like we're all going for it, and like we might break a leg while we're chasing. We still have to stay grounded, but the energy and the passion is there, and I love that for us. Let's go. All that being said, I think it's so important to have this balance. Otherwise, we're leaning too much into rigidity or too much into overthinking and inner criticism if we're talking about leaning towards discipline, right? So for example, I got super stressed out. We were releasing our country EP for Unsociably High because I was doing all of the social media components for that and everything that just like goes with releasing an EP. As I reflect back, I think that happened because we have never really released an EP like that before. Like our first album, Peak of Conclusion, we released in like 2021, so there wasn't really any sort of album release blah 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 thing that we could do, versus now with Sociably High. After that experience, I know now like we gotta collect, we need like a piggy bank of content, I think, versus having to create it as you go is like so hard. And I think that, yeah, in a certain sense, it's good to just kind of go with the flow and go with the trends or whatever, but that was really overwhelming. And the way that we're doing it now is just so good. I have a designated day where I work on social media and admin for Sociably High. We have admin meetings every Sunday morning. It's good shit. It's good shit, guys. And doing all of this without the attachment of like success and earnings, you know? Yes, it would be nice, but right now it's just to share our music, man. And in order to share it with more people, we gotta have like photo shoots and messaging people and emailing people, generating videos and ideas and stuff like that. On the other side of the spectrum, all play is an issue in and of itself too. And for me, like that showed up when I was working at my last 9-to-5 job and I was exclusively working on unsociably high things and I got fired. So, and just like the beginning of a new year, we are reminded that life happens in seasons. I experienced this on like a macro level as well, listening to the Hidden Brain podcast where they said like, and sometimes your success, quote, quote, might happen like in the spring time of your life or the summer or the fall or the winter time of your life. And that oh my God, I was like, what? So life happens in seasons, and there are seasons to let go and there are seasons to go forward. There are seasons to pause. Sometimes there are seasons that demand more discipline. Sometimes there are seasons that demand more play. Sometimes both. Yeah, for the last 2 months of December, I was resting hard. I did not do much of anything. Near the end of the month, I was feeling like it was the season of like ending and beginning again. Similar to the space after the final resting pose of Shavasana, where you're kind of like shifting back into awareness and back into your day. It's like that moment, but I'm resting from that entire year vibes and like waking up again. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that you had a really nice time. I know I did. Huge gratitude to our patrons who help us out by a monthly donation to help replenish our well of art. All of the money that we spend making art. Thank you so much. You're the best. There's lots of benefits to being on our Patreon. I do some yoga videos. There's lots of unreleased music and videos. And most importantly, I do a monthly podcast where I talk about things like this, but I go into even more details. Sometimes I name names. Sometimes I don't. If you're interested, there's a link below. And we're in the process of recording for Sociably High. And so your support would mean the absolute world. Thanks again, my friend. I will see you soon. Bye. Hopefully that made sense. Wait.